Hola.
Hi guys, welcome back to my life as Roxy, and today's video is another alternate day fasting, and basically it is on how to deal with overeating on your eat days of your alternate day fasting. Now I know this is a common problem for a lot of intermittent fasters or alternate day fasting. There's tips or pointers that I'm going to give you guys is not just only for alternate day fasters. It can be for someone that's doing normal 16 18 method of intermittent fasting, or any other method of intermittent fasting, because I know that a lot of us struggle with overeating on our eat days or during our eating window when we do fasting or alternate day. Let's get into the video and what are the things that we can do to prevent overeating on our eat days when we follow alternate day fasting or any type of intermittent fasting. So guys, the first thing that I want to give you guys, and the first step that I want to give you guys, is to stay hydrated. Drink as much water as possible. Now I know I struggle with this a lot. Not only do I struggle with overeating, but I also struggle with drinking water on my fast days. I'm a type of person that I mainly drink water when I eat. So on my fast days I tend to not drink enough water, because I think that overeating and not drinking enough water goes hand in hand, and that's probably one of the reasons that I overeat on my eat days. So basically you need to try and drink as much water as you possibly can. And one of the tips that I can also give you based on water or drinking water on your eat days, guys, remember before you take your first meal or before you eat any of your meals, take a cup of boiled water. It needs to be a little bit hot, almost like you would be drinking coffee, but it just needs to be boiled water. Drink that before your meal. You will realize that you feel more full when you drink this cup of hot water before your meal, and you would not feel tempted to eat a second meal after your first meal, because I know sometimes we go for seconds. And drinking a cup of hot water, you can add lemon, but the main aim is to keep the water as clear, or not add any other sugars to your water. Just try to drink the cup of boiled water. You can add, like I said, lemon if you want to give it a kind of a taste. Tip number 2, don't be that hard on yourself, especially when you are starting out with intermittent fasting or alternate day fasting. Your body still needs to get used to this new pattern of eating, and your body still needs to deal with you counting calories. Like I've said, guys, I started counting calories last week, and this helps me to stay within my calorie limit. But Monday already I went over my calorie limit with 400 calories, and I really did feel bad, but I had to tell myself, like, this is 3 weeks of alternate day fasting. Your body is still adjusting. That's why I would encourage you, when you start alternate day fasting, start it with maybe the modified version of alternate day fasting, and then slowly move over not eating anything on your fast days. Now the modified version of alternate day fasting is when you eat 500 calories on your fast days. It's not something that I would recommend, but if you are dealing with problems such as overeating, I would say start with that first before you move over to the correct way of alternate day fasting. Just try not to be that hard on yourself, because if you push yourself to the limit, there will come a time where you say, but I can't see myself doing alternate day fasting for a long term, and it will eventually lead to you quitting alternate day fasting and quitting your weight loss journey. So try to be as you need to be tough on yourself. Don't get me wrong, you need to be tough on yourself, but not too tough because sometimes you can push yourself to a limit and this can cause you to fall completely off the wagon. I've been there. I've been off the wagon for say almost a year, because I was so tough on myself and I just couldn't really do it anymore. It was a time that I didn't even want to weigh myself because I didn't even want to focus on weight loss. And trust me, you regret it after you decide to go on your weight loss journey again. So don't be that tough on yourself. The third point that I also want to give you guys is to eat slowly. When you eat your meal, sometimes we switch on the TV and we do other stuff while we eat, and your brain doesn't really remember you eating this food, and then like after a certain while you will be hungry again. So at least spend 20 minutes on your meal when you do alternate day fasting, or even in general, spend 20 minutes on your meal. Eat smaller portions and then spend 20 or 15 minutes on your meal, and just focus on your food, focus on every bite. Appreciate your meal, and this will also help you to not eat that fast, because sometimes we eat so fast that our brain doesn't even register that we just ate an entire meal. So try to eat as slow as you possibly can. And then tip number 4 is, if you can't, you have to practice meal prep. And if you can't do meal prep, for example, I don't do meal prep, so it will be kind of hypocritical to come up and tell you guys to do a meal prep, but you can do it if you want to. But if you can't do it, what I do is I use MyFitnessPal. Now if you guys are not familiar with how MyFitnessPal works, is you can basically put in the food that you eat that day. So you can put in your dinner, you can put in your lunch, and you can put in the snacks that you eat for that day. Now what I feel works for me is that before I eat, or before my eat day, I already plan out my meals, or try to plan out my meals, so that I can see how many calories every meal has that I plan on eating, and this will basically help you. So if you don't know, or if you don't have MyFitnessPal on your phone, I'll leave a link in the description box, and you can go download MyFitnessPal and basically plan your meals. So if you're not going to do a meal prep, try to plan your meals on your fast days. Another tip that I can also give you guys is to consume more fats. Now I know we've always been told that fat is bad for your body. There is a difference between healthy fats and fats that are bad for your body. If you don't know what keto is, there's a lot of healthy fats like animal fats that you can consume. So try and increase your fats. If you can't increase your fats, try to take a teaspoon of coconut oil every day to try and keep your body or to try and make your body feel, or to curb the hunger. The reason why I'm saying is to increase your fats is also to keep your body longer into ketosis and try to reduce carbs. The one issue that I have with eating a lot of carbs, although I sometimes eat a lot of carbs, carbs are cheap, and carbs are like most of the food that we have today is made from carbs. So carbs are everywhere, and we tend to eat more carbs when in our meals. And problem with carbs is it keeps you full for a short period of time, and then after a while you feel like you need to eat again. So that is my main issue with carbs. I'm not saying cut out carbs. The reason why I do alternate day fasting is to be as flexible as possible with my meals and to eat whatever I want. So there are a lot of vegetarians that might be doing this, so try to find a way that you can reduce your carbs, like eat vegetables and just eat fruit and vegetables. Keep yourself healthy, but try to reduce your carbs in your meal. So guys, that is basically all the pointers that I have. If I get more pointers and things that work for me, I will share it with you guys again. But that's all for today, and thank thanks for watching, and I'll have another weight loss update on Monday, and I'll have my last weigh-in for my alternate day fast before I go over to another 10-day water fast. So that's all for today, guys, and thanks for watching. Bye.